they're either stigmatized. Bad boys are here to stay and we love them. Are you ready? You're going to feel things. He's going to talk to you and you're just going to go moist and wet. How to get a bad boy to fall in love with you. That's what I am talking about today. No lie. Good girls are somewhat attracted to bad boys. Bad boys carry an aura that is just simply sensual. All right, it's all in the certainty that they portray. And to be honest, there is absolutely nothing wrong with pursuing them for fun dating experience, a hot one-night stand, or even a long-term exclusive healthy relationship. They have a thing about them that, you know, just lights up the fire inside of you. They look untamed, wild, and, you know, not one to be depended upon emotionally. But it doesn't mean that they're totally a no-go area when it comes to dating. Now, look, all I'm trying to say is that yes, it is possible for you to date a bad boy. It is possible that a bad boy might end up being a great man that you eventually get to marry. They can be dateable if you know how to play the cards that bring them to their knees. But first, I need to clarify that these bad boys are men who are very, very confident. They're very assertive and they don't sweat the small stuff. All right, they're so certain that they have all of these things under control. And then you need to understand that they are often honest, sometimes to a fault. They could tell you how they feel about you or your actions without even mincing words. They're bold in their actions with strong personality. Sometimes this is something that most women get pretty much uncomfortable with, especially women with low self-esteem. You can easily get consumed, exhausted, and lost in your extravagance. So you've got to really be a woman who's got, you know, like self-worth. Your self-esteem is, you know, a little more than average, because bad boys can be manipulative if you're not smart. But then again, there is a swagger to their attitude and behavior which many women find particularly very sexy. But beware, because your typical bad boy tends to run hot and cold. He's spontaneous and he can easily sweep you into a risky dose of sexual passion, only to follow that up with an emotionally cold shoulder, thereby leaving you pretty much confused where you stand with him. So you don't want to rush things with a bad boy or you just end up crashing. They're very fast-paced with your emotions. In fact, they rarely love with their hearts. It takes a lot to get them to fall in love, but that's notwithstanding, you can still make them fall in love if you just know how to play the cards. All right, most people just assume that if you're dating a bad boy, he's not capable of being a great man, and certainly he's not the right man for you, especially if you're a good girl, because everyone expects that you would end up heartbroken and pissed off, that you wasted your time and your energy, your emotional energy, because you thought and you hoped that it would turn into something much more. But then again, if that happens, know that being heartbroken and pissed off about a failed relationship isn't the result of dating a bad boy. It's about you not knowing how to choose the right man for you or how to behave with a man who likes to test boundaries. Are you getting my drift? Okay, so listen up, sisters. Bad boys are here to stay and we love them. We love them as they come, all right? So it's common for a good girl like you to constantly feel attracted to bad boys and vice versa. It certainly makes for an exciting beginning as two opposites attract and ignite the love hormones like no other combination. You know, good girls just follow the rules. They're intelligent, they're friendly, they're honest, they're very accommodating, they're responsible, then they're ultimately very trustworthy. Some people would argue that good girls are really bad girls who have not been caught yet, but I leave you to decide. That being said, know that every good girl has what it takes to hold her own with a bad boy. You just need to follow the right dating advice. Can a bad boy turn into a great man and potentially be the right man for you to get married to? Now, the possibility is definitely more plausible when you are a good girl who knows how to date a bad boy, and invariably you're ready to love to your full capacity. So here are 3 ways that you can make a bad boy fall in love with you. Are you ready? Number one, be the chooser. Be the chooser. Don't compromise. You need to assess bad boys as potential mates based on how they fit with you rather than what most good girls do. Good girls tend to compromise who they are in a relationship. And so when they compromise, they feel shortchanged in that relationship. They feel like they're changing into someone that they're not. And invariably, that's going to be emotionally draining for you. So what you need to do is that you're assessing this guy based on what you're willing to accommodate, what you're willing to leave with. So you're not choosing them based on the fact that they have this chemistry that gets you crazy and wild, that you can't even think for yourself, that you cannot even decipher what's wrong or right, what's good or bad for you. All right? So don't waste your time trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Remember, this is your life. So live it fully, the way that you want, with the person that you want. Don't settle for less than you truly deserve. And please don't you ever think that you can change a bad boy. You cannot. If you see something that you're not capable of living with, then you better cut the cost and leave. There is no time to compromise in any relationship whatsoever. With a bad boy, don't rush into love. Take your time. Evaluate whether this bad boy meets your requirements, including your non-negotiable deal breakers. Okay? Just simply get to know him and see how he matches up against your list. So if a critical requirement or value of yours is not met, get out immediately without even thinking about it twice. Recognize that there is no future in that relationship and cut your losses. Because if you waste your time with the wrong person, you will miss the right one. If he doesn't choose you, don't feel rejected. Don't feel rejected. You need to understand that this simply means that you're not a good fit. And invariably, you need to be grateful that he saved you from wasting your time. But just because he's a bad boy with all of his strong energy doesn't mean that he has all the power to keep you down in that relationship. So being the chooser means you're honoring yourself and you're recognizing the relationship needs to work for you, not just for him. Do you get what I mean? That's one thing that causes, good girls to fall neck deep into a relationship that don't meet their requirement. And they just can't leave because they're either stigmatized or they're just somewhat captivated by his attitude, his aura, his demeanor. You know what I mean? Because they come with great attitude that is so captivating sometimes. Number two, let's talk about taking risk by expanding your comfort zone. Honestly, don't get stuck in a pointless, unsatisfying relationship with a man who is not compatible in almost all ramification with you. Because you will only waste your valuable time. You would waste your energy. You will waste your emotional resources. And that's something you do not want to lose. But with a bad boy, just know that they will oftentimes take you out of your comfort zone. You might find yourself going to places that you ordinarily wouldn't even want to go to. But I would encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone and take some risks to experience things that you might not usually try, especially if you're, digging him too much. And then I would encourage you as a good girl to be open to recognizing fun opportunities. Because with good girls, we're really rigid, and that can be really frustrating for bad guys, right? Bad guys like to have fun. They like to experience life. They like to just go beyond their limits. But then again, do know what your limits are and do not compromise yourself. So say yes to things that you secretly want to try. And with that said, just remember that taking risk does not mean doing something overtly dangerous or something that violates your instinct. Just like you chose him, you also have to choose your boundaries. You get the drift. And lastly, with a bad boy, you must try to balance your heart with your head. Don't get in full on with your heart, or you would face your impending doom. You're going to face your impending doom if you go full on with your heart. Love and lust go hand in hand when it comes to bad boys, because bad boys keep those hormones going. They keep those hormones swirling around in your system. So you have to be able to decipher which is working for you. Is it love or lust? Because these boys, they can just dangle it like a carrot around you. So you've got to be smart to read between the lines. All right? You've got to stay guarded emotionally. Of course, this is not denying the fact that you're going to feel things. He's going to talk to you and you're just going to go moist and wet. You will feel things. Sexual tension will be rising. You'll be dreaming of sweet events that you both can make together. You will be dreaming of the fireworks that you guys can make together that will blow your minds out. But listen, oftentimes when logic doesn't prevail, especially at the very onset when you both are catching feelings and he's teasing the hell out of you, that's where you get into trouble. And this is typical with bad boys. So my fellow good girls, understand that the initial strong attraction that you have affiliated to a bad boy is not based on real love. It is driven by your hormones. He talks to you and you notice thereafter that you're moist. And it's not like even a sexual conversation, all right? Your hormones are everywhere. So hey, this is what I would tell you. Take a step back and breathe. Girl, checkmate your feelings and weigh the reasons why you feel for him the way you feel for him. And trust me, when the chemical reaction that is taking place inside of you finally just settles, you would quickly discover whether you're truly compatible together or you're not. You'll be able to regurgitate some of the things that he said that either goes contrary to your belief system or that aligns with your belief systems. And please, whatever conclusion that you come up with, be honest with yourself to make the right decision whether to pursue or not to pursue that relationship. And also remember that we're not investing in relationships that have no end goals. And of course, while attraction is an important element in a great relationship, a truly wonderful and lasting relationship balances, chemistry and compatibility. So take it slow and steady. Do not rush it. Do not rush it, because finding a great man isn't a race. You need to be patient. You've got to have like a clarity of mind and intention, all right? So do not rush into it with a bad boy or you will come down crashing on your face. So let that bad boy simmer for a while. Enjoy the fun, but pace yourself, all right? The one thing all men respect, even bad boy, is the woman with a healthy, self-respecting boundaries in all of her relationship. So don't be an easy prey. Don't be an easy prey or you will hate the outcome thereof. All right? That's it. Anyways, if you do enjoy my content, you love it, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel. Be the first to see my videos drop by hitting on the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a video. Until next time, I do love you. Stay blessed.